everyone, it's Hannah here with the town of Renfrew, and we're here today for another little chat. And I'm joined by Maggie Murdoch, who is our chief librarian here at the Renfrew Public Library. So thanks for joining us today, Maggie.
Thanks for having me.
And we're going to talk about all the amazing services and programs that the Renfrew Public Library offers to our residents. So let's get started. So Maggie, can you tell us, how does Renfrew Public Library support town residents, and why is it so important for us here in our community?
Well, so the library's mission is to make sure everyone has equitable access to information. And that can be through books, it can be through programs, but that is our number one, just to make sure that everyone is connected to the information that they're looking for. So we serve not just the residents of Renfrew, but also those in Horton Township, as well as some residents choose to come to our library from McNabb Braeside and Admaston Bromley. And we shape our services around what our patrons are asking for and what they need. So since we're a small time library, I feel like we really get the chance to get to know people. Yes. And so if you need a book or you need help with technology or just a welcoming place to spend some time, we're here. And also, one of our big services, I think, are what we offer for early literacy, because literacy is really important, and that is, it's a need in our community. We need to get kids reading and keep them reading throughout their lives. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what services have residents and library users said are the most important to them? I know you touched on, you offer a wide breadth of services and programs. But what do you find are the most important that people are using the most, or telling you that, this is what we need and this is what we use?
Yeah. So books have always been libraries' kind of bread and butter.
Yeah.
The information contained in not just nonfiction books, but also our fiction books really is really important. And so books have remained very popular, but it's our access to technology and emerging technologies. So we offer free Wi-Fi, we offer access to public computer spaces. We also have a program where you can borrow Wi-Fi hotspots
and take home with you,
take home with you. Yeah, so you can have access at home, because a lot of our residents don't have reliable high-speed internet. Yeah. So that's actually a very popular service that we offer. As well as not just our physical collections, but our e-resources. So we have, we give our patrons access to ebooks and e-audiobooks, as well as reliable databases, including our genealogical database, Ancestry Library. Yeah, so that's actually very popular, because I find Renfrew is very, they love things about our heritage.
Yes.
And
love history.
They love history, yeah. So yes, definitely we work hard to make sure that we have those collections and that they're barrier-free for people to obtain. We also have some things as part of a Beyond Books collection, and those are those are things like our museum passes.
Yes.
Which give people access to not just the local Renfrew County museums, but also museums in Ottawa. Yep. As well as our Ontario Parks passes.
Yes, those would be very popular.
They're very popular, yeah, and they're great. You can borrow a Parks Pass as well as some snowshoes for a weekend. So they are very popular. And we were lucky actually to have a grant last year or the year before for an astronomy collection, which was something
like
that
you can rent a telescope from the library.
You can borrow a telescope.
Okay,
yeah. Wow. So I find as libraries evolve and innovate with the times, our collections change, but we're still there for people to offer these services.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So if someone has you talked about many of the things that are offered at the library, but if somebody has an idea or maybe a service or something that they would feel is beneficial for that they think other people might use or utilize, is the library open to that kind of feedback? Are you guys looking for people to say, like, look, we would love to be able to rent like a fishing pole or something like that,
Yeah, so we love feedback. Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't always have to be positive or things you're asking for. We like to know what we're doing right, what we need to improve on. And you can give us feedback through email, through our website. You can come in and talk to us. We're always open for a conversation with our patrons. And it's not just feedback about what should be in our collection, but also about programs and services that they think we should offer. I do know that we've been approached about maybe having a toy lending library as part of our children's department, and it's something that we're looking at for the future. And when we did our strategic planning survey, because we're entering into a new strategic plan this year, one of the things people asked for was a makerspace. And I think we're going to talk about that further on, but we obtained the funding through a grant, and that is something else that we're bringing to our community this year. Yeah, very good.
So you talked about internet and digital access to digital devices, and that is of course super important, especially here in our rural community, right? But something that came to mind for me was how the library supports, like I'm thinking of government forms and stuff like that. Like those are, I know those aren't technically digital related, but many of these now require you, if you're trying to apply for your CPP or EI or anything like that. And so maybe you can touch on how the library does assist with that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. So we partner with some community organizations as well. So say On Track or Service Canada, they'll do workshops at the library. But we also offer, because we have those public computer stations, we can sit with you, we can get you to the website. If you have any questions or need assistance filling out a form, we can do that with you. And we also do have printing services and faxing, because it's amazing how many government agencies request that you fax things to them instead of email. So yeah, we can help with all of that. We do have, our staff all have technology skills, and you can book a one-on-one tech appointment with us.
Wonderful. Okay. So how do you folks decide what to include in your library collection? So I'm thinking of like the books, because I rent books quite frequently from, or loan books, I should say, quite frequently from the library. And you always seem to have, the newest ones or the ones that I'm looking at. So how do you guys decide which you're going to do for your collection?
So we're very fortunate to be part of an automatic release plan with our book supplier, White Hots. They're based out of Toronto, and they're amazing. So they send us automatically items that we've tailored to our community needs.
Okay.
So I can tell you, our community, we require a lot of large print titles.
Right.
And we also, our patrons who read the large print, they prefer that they're like soft covers, so that it's easier to hold.
Right,
so
not the
it's
hardcovers.
just
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's making our collections accessible for people.
Yeah.
So as well as for the subjects that are included, it's tailored to what people are going to borrow,
right,
and what people request. So we keep track of all that. We also stay up to date on bestsellers and award winners, and honestly, we keep track of what's trending.
Yeah.
It's part of our job as Emily is our collection coordinator.
Yeah.
But I assist.
She's got a pulse on what people are wanting.
Yeah. So she knows what people want and what people need. But we still, like we mentioned before, we always like feedback.
Right. Great. So let's talk about I think it's called interlibrary loans.
Yes.
Because I just ran into a situation with you folks where I was looking for a book, you didn't have it, but you still were able to get it in for me in a really reasonable time. So it was great. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. So our interlibrary loan service, very popular. We've been, there's been some issues. There was something that came up with our funding for interlibrary loans, but it should be good now, we're hoping. Good. So interlibrary loan, if you are trying to find an item that was released prior to the current year, and we don't have it on our shelf, we can contact another library in Ontario to get that for you. Yeah. And hopefully someone else has it. Usually someone does. There's always someone who has what you're looking for, and we'll order that in. Yeah. And there's no cost to patrons.
It's the exact same as if you were to take a book out from the library.
It's just because we're on a budget.
Yeah.
You can't buy everything. So interlibrary loan is very important to us.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay. So what are some common misconceptions about the library that you think would be, good to discuss and chat about? Because, we all know that people, I think some of the feedback is, well, library, you just go to take out books. That's all
Yeah.
the library does, right? So,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there's some misconceptions about the libraries as well. I feel about the people who work there.
Yeah.
So when we're not going to shush you if you come into the library. We want you to come in and see us.
Yeah.
There's obviously rules for library use, the same as anywhere, but everyone is welcome, and you're allowed to talk. You're not going to be shushed when you walk in the door.
Yeah, it's quite busy every time I'm in there. Anyways,
Yeah.
there's somebody working on the computer here, maybe a kids group over here.
In the teen
Yeah,
section,
yeah.
and we like that. We want it
Yeah.
to be busy. We want people to use the service. That's why we're here. So I'd have to say that one of the misconceptions is that no one uses the library, because that's just not true. Like, we serve people from a variety of backgrounds and incomes, and I think it's very important to remember that, because yes, some people, they can afford streaming services, and they can afford to buy all the books they want, and they can afford high-speed internet at home. But we do have a lot of people in our community that can't.
Yeah.
And we're here to support everyone, no matter their income or their background. Yeah, so I think that's a misconception. Another one is that we're maybe not open to kind of change, but the library's
you're moving with the times.
library's always changing. Like, we're always trying to be innovative and to stay on top of what not just the community needs, but just kind of
what people are looking for,
like what's happening in the world. Like, we're trying to stay on top of that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, last but not least, I know that the spring program guide's coming up, but I was wondering if you could tell us about maybe highlight some programs that are coming up in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. So we have regular running programs, but we also offer special events. So some of the children's programs coming up that I know Jana would love if people could make it to, alternating, I think every third Friday, we offer a story time in Horton at 10:30 at the community center. We also do My FM story time at the community center. And so it would be one Friday we offer homeschooling services, the next the Horton, and the next the My FM. We have a presentation coming up with Heritage Renfrew at the library about Renfrew's golden industrial age, and that's next week.
Very cool.
So make sure to register for that, as well as a really popular new program was our Thursday Murder Club.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a great program, and they actually solved the case a little early, but the next session will be starting soon, so make sure to register for that, as well as our new singing program called Balloon Singing. Yeah, I don't know if you're interested, Hannah, but it's just you don't have to have experience, but everyone's welcome to come and just sing together and experience that with the community. A couple of not programs, but things that are coming up that we wanted to share. We did post our summer student position for
the job posting.
For our TD Summer Reading Club. So if you know anyone who's interested, make sure they apply, as well as we are starting our construction of our Forge Makerspace, as we are lucky to receive the funding.
Yes.
So that'll be big this year.
Very
so
exciting.
Any feedback from anybody that they want to share with us, or anything they want to see in the Makerspace, make sure to reach out.
Awesome. That's great. And of course, all this information and contact information can be found at the Renfrew Public Library website.
Yep. Oh, can I just do one more thought? I don't know if we spoke about it, but our home deliveries.
Oh, yes.
We meant to bring that up.
Yeah.
So especially right now with the snowstorm happening outside, we do offer home delivery services for homebound patrons, as well as those in retirement residences and, say, hospice or Bonashire Manor. As long as you're within the town of Renfrew or Horton, you can register at the library or by contacting us for that service, and we can bring items to you.
That's a great service. Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure it's pretty well utilized as well.
It is, and we're just trying to keep things accessible. So
great. Fantastic. And I'll just do a little plug, kind of a reminder here. Our spring program guide for the town of Renfrew and the Renfrew Public Library will be out in the next couple of weeks, I think. And you can always access that on the library's website, on our town website. The winter one is still up there right now, and it has all programming for the entire town of Renfrew, which includes the library. So that's great. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Maggie.
Well, thanks for having me, Hannah. It was great to talk to everybody.
Yeah, good.
Well, to you.
Thank you. See everyone later.